Hello and welcome. This is At the Track, covering the sport of kings. Coming up, a Caribbean 9-time champion jockey, Venice Pappy Richards, dies in Trinidad and Tobago at the age of 76. Confirmation in Jamaica that the super mare, she's a Maneater, has retired. No appetite to continue her connections this side after her brilliant 2019 campaign. And the latest from Florida's Gulfstream Park. Let's go straight to the Southern Caribbean for the somber racing story of the week, the passing of the iconic jockey, Venice Richards.
Easily one of the Caribbean's finest riders ever, Venice Richards scored over 1,400 career wins that spanned 4 decades of success from the 1960s through to the 1990s. His great rivalry with another Barbadian, Charlie Jones, well documented, and Jones is high in praise for what Richards offered to thoroughbred racing.
He was a fine gentleman and a good competitor, a real nice man, a decent man, a proud guy. He was just a very dedicated fella, a lot more so than I was. You know, and he didn't give an inch, and he was really the epitome of a jockey. You know, he trained hard, he rode hard, and he loved winning, which is the most important ingredient in being a jockey. The pleasure of winning more so than the money. You know, money couldn't pay for that.
In the last decade, Venice Richards was based in Trinidad and Tobago, where he died Monday evening at the Hummingbird Stud Farm opposite the Santa Rosa Park racetrack in Arima. He had a consultancy role with the Arima Race Club, utilizing his vast experience in the sport, including tutoring at jockey schools in Jamaica and TNT. En route to 9 Jockeys Championship titles in Barbados and TNT, including 1982, when he was champion in both those countries, Pappy Richards was a multiple winner of all big races. A Barbados Triple Crown triumph among his successes with Coolbird in 1989, that's the Guinness, the Midsummer Classic and the Derby. Overall 6 Derby victories, 4 in Barbados and 2 in TNT. 5 Barbados Guinness wins he had, 4 in the Midsummer Classic and 4 triumphs in the Cockspur Gold Cup, now called the Sandalane Gold Cup. And Barbados' most successful rider all time, Patrick Husband, says for him, it all started back in the 1980s with Venice Richards as his mentor.
Everything you do, you want to be Charlie Jones or Venice. And when we went into the new jockey room, I was apprentice, and I sit next to him, and I stay next to him throughout the whole of my career before I moved to Canada. In my time, the only body that I look up to was Venice, and up to this day, to me, he's still the best. And he was going out still as the best.
At the Track, we'll keep you posted regarding funeral plans for this thoroughbred racing giant, Venice Pappy Richards. Now, Caymanas Park, like the rest of the Caribbean tracks, stalled because of the COVID-19 pandemic, and for the resumption of racing, whenever that is, prepare for the absence of thoroughbred racing's biggest star in Jamaica since 2017. She's a Maneater.
So this win in the Pick 3 Supreme Trophy under regular jockey Omar Walker last year November, we'll have to cherish as her last racing appearance at Caymanas Park as a 1-5 favourite, scoring here by 3 lengths over her stablemate Stranger Danger, clocking 1 minute 10.40 seconds for the 6 furlong sprint. Her retirement decision the result of trainer Wayne DaCosta and owner Ian Kong assessing that the indefinite suspension of racing due to COVID-19 is making it unfair to have her training in a state of uncertainty. The recent changes in weight allotments by the Jamaica Racing Commission, increasing the top weight to 129 pounds and decreasing the lowest weight to 101, which would force the mare into disadvantageous positions, allowing her rivals more weight. Plus, there's the dearth of A-class races on the calendar, making options slim for meaningful races for her. The 6-year-old mare's brilliant career of 25 victories in 31 starts, including Triple Crown success in 2017, also winning the Super Stakes and the Diamond Mile races that year, in compiling lifetime earnings of 47 million Jamaican dollars. That's approximately US 351,000. She's a Maneater is a 2-time Horse of the Year and one of only 2 horses to win the Diamond Mile twice.
To Florida's Gulfstream Park now, where the championship winter season ended last weekend with a 3rd place finish for the rising star Saffie Joseph Jr., the Barbadian, in the Trainers' Championship.
Big name American trainers Todd Pletcher and Mike Maker finished top of the table. Pletcher led in wins at 48, but Maker's 41 victories secured for him the biggest purse earnings of US $2.1 million. Saffie Joseph Jr. third with 38 wins, with earnings of $1.59 million. Jamaican Ron Crichton among the top 5 in wins at 14. At Gulfstream Park on Saturday, Savage Joseph's disc jockey was a late scratch for the Florida Derby, and the result was predictable. The 7-5 favourite, Tiz the Law, ridden by Manny Franco, after stalking the leaders in third down the backstretch, made an unstoppable move toward the biggest chunk of the US $750,000 purse.
Inside half a mile from home in the Florida Derby. And here comes the matchup. Ete Indian just ran by Chivalry, but Tiz the Law moves to him on the outside. Independence Hall given the green light by Joel Rosario to launch a bid. He's now fourth, 4 in front of Gouverneur Morris. Backpedaling is as seen on TV. The rest not of consequence with 5/16 to run. On the outside, Tiz the Law bids up boldly now to challenge Ete Indian for the top. Chivalry at a huge number cuts the corner and tries to fight on. Gouverneur Morris is loose and charging on the far outside. Less than a quarter of a mile to go. Manny Franco sets down Tiz the Law and he's moving away. Chivalry is now outrunning Ete Indian for second. Gouverneur Morris is now fourth. Less than a 16th to go in the Florida Derby, and it's time to respect the law. Tiz the Law is your Florida Derby winner.
4 1/4 lengths the victory margin for Tiz the Law, the 7-5 favourite. One of the early favourites now for September's rescheduled Kentucky Derby. Manuel Franco in the saddle for Trina Barkley Tag in 1 minute 50 seconds even, going 9 furlongs. A couple of $200,000 events Saturday at Gulfstream Park as well, and disappointment for Savage Joseph's Tonalist Shape, a 9-5 favourite in the Gulfstream Oaks. She was mid-pack and struggling coming off the final bend.
The top of the stretch, the favorites have too much to do. Up front, Swiss Skydiver has been masterfully handled by Paco Lopez, turns for home with the advantage. Lucrezia to the attack is second, Lake Avenue is now third, but as they go to the first finish line, they left Paco alone, and Swiss Skydiver is a Gulfstream Park Oaks winner. She went all the way by 3 in the end.
Joseph's outstanding racer Tonalist Shape suffers her first defeat. In 6 career starts, she finishes 7th as Swiss Skydiver, confidently ridden by Paco Lopez, gets the win easily by 3 1/4 lengths at 9-1 odds, clocking 143.54 for 8.5 furlongs. And form jockey Florent Giroux captured one of his 2 stakes wins on the card with a fine ride in the Pan American Stakes. Check him out here in the Black Silks Black Cap in 4th on the 2-horse. Bema's Boy about to switch for a winning outside run.
Less than a quarter of a mile to go in the Pan Am. Zulu Alpha up to challenge Current for the top. Current is digging in on the outside, and Zulu Alpha right alongside, loose and charging. Here's Bema's Boy, a wild finish. Bema's Boy lunging. Bema's Boy is up to win it.
Mike Maker's Bema's Boy with a win by a naked odds of 9-1, nailing the 3-5 favourite Zulu Alpha, stopping the clock at 224.91 for 12 furlongs.
We've been at the track, covering top stories and exciting races in the sport of kings. Check us out again next week.